Welcome to No Remorse Woodworking, where I use reclaimed wood for various projects. The aim of my videos is to inspire you, make you think, and perhaps even give you a laugh. I'm not sponsored in any way, I'm not monetized, and I don't even wish to be. I do this as a hobby, and I do it because I enjoy it. I put out videos as and when I can, and I hope you will subscribe to get notification when I upload a new one. Last year for Valentine's, I made this cutting board in the shape of a heart, and for a long time I've been trying to come up with something to do for this year, especially since this young lady asked me if I could make a heart-shaped box. Earlier this year I did sort of a practice run, but the result wasn't satisfactory, so I thought, let's try it again. I cut off another 17 centimeter chunk of my block that I used in my practice video, and as you can see later on, I glued on a dark colored piece of wood, sort of a contrasting piece, but I forgot to film that. Initially I cut out the outside shape. I wanted a little more decoration than just a square block, so I carved out part of the outside. That wasn't terribly difficult. I'm not very practiced on the bandsaw, but it went okay. I then sliced off about a centimeter to form the back of the whole assembly. Rather than trying to make the whole cut with only one entry cut, I chose to cut in from both sides. It's then easier for me to cut off the top of the shape and free the actual box. I'm using a 10mm wide blade, and this is actually about as narrow a radius as I can cut with this type of blade. I'm again cutting in from both sides, and this allows me to let the cut meet in a very sharp point right in the middle. To get the maximum effect of my contrasting color, I actually cut it off from the outside pieces, and I then cut off a similar thickness from the back of the box before slicing off the front and slicing off the back of the box itself. And finally I can hog out the middle to form the box. This went surprisingly well, considering my level of experience with a bandsaw. I got the bottom almost straight and flat. I'm not showing very much of it, but I spent at least 2 hours, most of it hand sanding. And finally I could start assembling first the box, putting on the back, and then the front. Very fiddly work. I want it to be very accurate as I can. And with the pieces sliding around, it wasn't easy. More hand sanding, this time on the inside of the outside structure. And if putting the box together was fiddly, then this was an entirely different level. I had to keep the seams as invisible as I could, and I really struggled with how to clamp it. I may have to, if I build more of these, I'll have to build some clamping jigs. Finally, I could glue the back piece in place, again trying to align everything as best I could, but it did go a little beyond on the top because I had two saw curves coming in on both sides. That was expected, and later I sanded the surplus material off. I superglued a piece of sandpaper to a thin strip of wood, and this actually worked very well. The next time I think I'll make an even longer piece that will allow me to use both hands. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe to get notification when I upload new videos. Thank you very much.